We're going to learn the healing love. Learn the healing love. The healing love involved with energy again. Okay? So in the microcosmic, we learn a few energies. One is the smiling energy, and one is the organs energy. We start with the joy and happiness. Okay? And we tap in that energy, and we draw the energy to circulate into the microcosmic. In the healing love, we involve with sexual energy. The sexual energy is one of the most talking about energy that we are in this period, because they involve so much changes in the sexual energy in a very short moment. In a very short moment, that the people can be aroused and they change the energy in a very short moment. That's how. So that's why the people, sometimes they don't understand it, but when they're sexual aroused, they change so much in that moment, and they just hook up, they just hook on. It's just like addict. And they just want to have that kind of arousal, or we call the orgasm energy. Now, many systems, all the systems, every single system in the whole world are dealing with or working or deal with sexual energy. Only they don't tell you truly or frankly, that's all. Because, so that's why a lot of time I born in Thailand, which is a Buddhism country. Buddhism country. And when Buddha set up the system, he know that the sexual energy is the most important energy that he had to deal with. So the only one, so the easy way to make sure the disciple follow them closely. So the easy way to make them separate from the world, become a monk. So when they get all the hair out and put on a yellow robe, the first thing they have to get away is the worldly thing. All right? And the only one way of the worldly thing they have to get out is the sex. The sex. So the monk cannot absolutely marry or have sex. In the microcosm, we talk a little bit about the 7 holes that we have here. When you notice, turn and smile inwardly, you seal this hole. But we have a big hole we call front door. Okay? If in the cold winter you try to open your front door for about a few hours, and you're going to know what happened into your house. All right? Now, this big door, they know it, have to seal it. So the easy way for them people to seal it is not marry, no sex. And that's the one, when you seal it and you try to think high, the energy is going to gradually draw from the base, go up to the head. And that is the only one way, easy way to do it. The whole goal that we're doing now is we want to get the energy up. We want to get the energy up. We want to get the energy all the way up. In this area, in this sexual area here, there lies so much energy here, the sexual energy. The sexual energy is the only energy that God empower us for creations. That's all, only. The power of creations. And that's God empower us. Humans is the only creature in the whole world know how to enjoy sex anytime they want. And so that's why we are so clever, and every single people want a sexy power. The sexual energy involved with personal power, involved with sexy power, involved with attraction power, and involved with magnetism power. You see? Now, human is the only creature in the whole world, again, know how to make artificial sexy. Animals don't know how to do that. When they are sexual aroused like spring, there's only one time they will attract male or female. There's only one time only. All right? But human, you know the business in the whole world that we're doing now, nearly most major business we're doing now is making people feel sexy. Right now? What is the biggest business in a lady? Cosmetic. What the cosmetic do for a lady? Make look beautiful and attraction, that right? And what the perfume doing? Huh? Like they have, I can't remember the name. One perfume, they said, put it down and the people cannot forget you. So forget me not. Now you put it down and you walk across a man. The man will just turn your head and follow. Because the smell is so good. The animal, they don't have to do it, you know. When the producer a hormone, a smell out, and the male will follow. That is how human only want to know. Dress. When the dress, no matter how much expensive, you buy it. Like the fashion show, sometimes you just don't believe. Just few pieces of cloth and cost so much money. The less cloth that you make, the more money that it costs. Sometimes you look at a fashion show, it's not even half a yard that costs many $1,000s. And that's all. Because it makes a person look sexy, people are willing to pay. When you say, hey, you eat this one, you make you sexy, like oyster, right? Raw oyster you eat, you make you sexy. People eat it. I don't eat raw oyster, that's one thing I know. And it's frightening me to eat them raw. But anything makes sexy, people do it. I remember when I was running workshop in San Diego one time. And we talk about this. And we said the people, human is only creature can know how to make artificials, sexy energy. So especially, some people like to be lady. They say, lady can make so beautiful. You have so many things to make the lady look beautiful. The jewelry, you have all kind of clothing, so many fashion of clothes, and so many things to make lady look beautiful. So lady like to put all kind of things and make it beautiful. So so the man said, yes, right. You know, in the beginning you look so beautiful. You put everything artificial on. And when they go together and they started to acquaint each other, when the lady take out all the artificial, look at it, my God, what's that? No more attractions. Because the artificial that they put on, when you take it out, is no more. Now, if a person wants personal power, mean attractions. Everything we do in the whole world now is personal power. Or we call it personal magnetism. A personal magnetism is the sexual energy. That's all. It's a sexual energy. Make you have more personal magnetism. They've been discovered a lot of success people is very sexy, activate. But they know how to use the energy into the business, not into the sex. And the success. That is how they've been studied a lot now. Now, the personal power is come from the sexual energy. And attraction power is come from the sexual energy. So, but the people don't want to pay attention to where it come from. Or people forgot it. The personal power or sexual power or sexy energy is tell the name, that right? Have to come from where? From the sexual organs, right or not? All right? So the whole thing we're going to do this in this Healing Love seminar is how to exercise the sexual organ. American is exercise crazy. But when I first teach this thing, sometimes people cannot take it. You know? Cannot take it. Because involved with exercise the sexual organs. Oh, what's that? You know? But when they talk about exercise, jogging, running, oh, that's good. But in a Taoism, they said, The most important part in your body is the sexual organs. It's so important. You work with it, you use it all the time. They've been make a research. They said every day our body have to produce a sexual hormone, and this sexual hormone have to travel up into the brain and trigger up and trigger on the pineal gland and pituitary gland. Have to trigger the pineal and pituitary gland and tell your body, tell the gland that you're still active. Now, they discover now the sexual hormone is the one that determines how strong you are. Now, in 2000 we discovered that in our life we're producing so much sexual hormone, so much. And men, we figured out that men are producing so much sexual sperm. So each time a man ejaculation consists of 200 to 500 million sperms. Okay. Now they've been studied and they have a bank they call sperm bank. So they try to keep the sperm of a man there. So in case anything happen or the world happen, if they have a sperm bank, they can get the sperm and produce the whole world again. Okay? But one thing they never figured out that one ejaculation of a man consists of 200 to 500 million sperm. And each sperm can be a human, right or not? Right or not? Right? Each sperm can be a human, so that means one ejaculation of one man can build up, if they have enough eggs to do it, they can make 200 million person look like the guy. But they haven't figured out where they're going to get 200 million eggs to do that. They have to figure out that way, you know. Now, so you see how much power go into that. Every time when, so that in 1000 they say a man can have about approximately 5,000 ejaculation in their life. About approximately. Okay? Some people more and some people less. So, but each time you see how much power go into that. In the Western science, when they take the sperm and they analyze it, oh, nothing. You have the sperm, you have enzyme, trace mineral, protein. That's all. There's a pure protein inside that, and that's all. But they haven't go deep into say the energy produce a human out, which no scientist can make it. Is that right? Scientists cannot build life. Scientists can do many kind of very complicated things, but cannot build life. The energy that stay in the sperm, and that is we are working on, or the energy that in the eggs that we are working on, we call the most powerful creating power, or the most powerful healing power is in the sperm. Now, every time when you engage in sex, the energy multiply. The energy multiply. You have to understand, I'm going to go through back and forth many times talking about the sexual energy. When a person's sexual aroused, the first thing is the senses have to contribute energy. Is that right? When you sexual aroused, the first thing you look or you smell or you see or you feel something, and you sexual aroused. So in 1000 they go into very deep. When you sexual aroused, your senses will receive the energy and you activate the sexual aroused. So they said the senses have to give energy, first thing. The next thing, the brain have to contribute the energy. Because in the body they don't know. Human is only creature know how to enjoy sex. In the animal, when they have sex, all they know is to have a species pass on. So every time our body still don't know also. Every time in our body, the organ, they don't know. When we have sex, the body think that, hey, he's going to make a baby. You see? They say, hey, you're going to make a baby. So all they have to do, every single system have to contribute the best energy. So the eyes, the senses will produce the best energy, and the brain will try to give the best energy, and the glands have to give energy, and the organs have to give the energy to the sexual center. To the sexual center. Okay? And that is the combine of the sexual energy. The combine of the sexual energy. We call arousal sexual energy. So it's very, if you understand this part, you're going to understand a lot. Arousal energy consists of senses, consists of brain energy, consists of organ energy, consists of gland energy, plus the sexual energy, all plus together. When they are come in and combine together, they build a special energy called arousal sexual energy, or we call the orgasm energy. Is that right? And people are so hooked up with the arousal energy, because when people are aroused, their body changes. Right or not? For lady, physical changes. Men, it's a lot of physical changes you can see. Right away something happened. Now, because of that, people so hook up on. And the purpose of sex, what is the real purpose of sex? Is to have baby, right or not? Right or not? Right? The purpose of sex is to have baby. That's why we have to try to find any way to prevent don't have baby. Right or not? We try to find every single means in the whole world to stop don't have baby. So we have what? Condom. We have pill to disturb the menstruations. So make sure the egg don't come out. So you don't have baby. Right? And try to figure out a time when can I have sex so my wife don't get pregnant. So we figure out a time very strictly. Now, in the Taoism, they say, hey, if you really want sex and you don't want to have baby, you no need to, we talk about men first, you no need to ejaculations. What is the purpose of ejaculations? People are so mixed up now. Especially young people, they're so mixed up. They think that when they have sex, they must ejaculations. And that is a big concept and big change in America. Why? You can have sex, you can enjoy orgasm, but you no need to ejaculations. There's a two different whole world of things in there. Ejaculation is one thing. Orgasm is one thing. People want orgasm, but because the ejaculation is the downturn of orgasm. Here the orgasm go up to high, high, high. When you get the peak, they turn down to be ejaculation. But when it turn down, you have ejaculation, you bring the orgasm to the peak. So the peak and the downturn, they're confused. Is that right? We're confused. The peak and the downturn, they think, oh, ejaculation is the one that big to the peak. But because go to the peak and you ejaculations, it's just downturn. The downturn of it. The peak of it and come down. Now, in the Taoism, they said the orgasm, nature have to have orgasm. Otherwise, people, if we only have ejaculation, nobody going to have sex. I tell you. If the nature only give us ejaculation and no orgasm, nobody going to want to have sex at all. You see the point? Why? The nature wants you to have more baby, so they try to build you have orgasm. And this is the hook, to hook you. And you get out of hook by ejaculation, and as you get you out of hook. And you have baby. Now, that is the purpose of the whole thing. Now, if you don't want to have baby, you can have orgasm this way. We believe that in the beginning of the human, we can control ejaculations. Every people can know how to do it without learning. People can do it. Sex can be beginning of all the good energy, all the great master, all the good, great saint, all the immortal in the world, because they know how to utilize and transform and recycle the sexual energy. They become immortal. They become holy men. They become great saint. They become great master. The only different thing is this. If they let the sexual energy go out this way, they lose the energy. If they let the sexual energy come in this way, return it in, they have more energy. Now with this one, the energy multiplies. So if the people using in a wrong way, if they have a bad thought, anger, you say anger, it will multiply the anger. You see? It multiplies anger. But if you have kindness, you know what happens? It's multiply the kindness. You see, the difference is this: can be evil or good. It's so incredible, the power. But people always hear about bad news. Oh, that guy being raped and being killed. Oh my God, that is sex. So we always heard the thing that crime and sex always go together, right? Drug and sex always go together. But the good thing, we don't hear about it. We don't hear about good thing. Okay? A lot of great masters, they know how to utilize the sexual energy. They become incredible power. But when we go to see the nun or the cardinal or the nuns or the father or sister, they don't touch sex. So it seems like they don't utilize any sex at all. Is that right? But no, they are the person using the sexual energy the most. They are the person using the sexual energy the most. Why? Because when become a father or sister or a nun, the first thing what they do, they seal the hole. Is that right? They seal this hole. Absolutely. You cannot go around and have sex. You're not going to see a father going around and have sex with somebody. Right now. With the thing they have, they maybe have some, you don't know that, right? That's what you say. But at least they're not going to be openly, that right? You're not going to go to see a monk go into have sex or anything. No, they may be not openly, but they are not to do it, because with the way they do, the first thing they have to seal this opening, close, right away, close here. Make sure the sexual energy don't go out. And when they pray to God, or when they think about God, goddess, or anything in the head, or deity, or everything right on the head. So if they think something on the head, you know what happens when you think in the head? You eventually going to draw the energy from the base, go up to the head. Right or not? You eventually going to draw the energy to the head. And that is the whole purpose. So a lot of times, religion, they don't tell you. They tell you, think God in here, pray to God, everything to God, everything up here. One day, if you sit enough, pray enough, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, maybe 4 or 5 or 6, 7 or 8 or 10 years, the energy one day go up and you reach attainment, a light to the head. And that is the goal. You know? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to open this channel all the way up to the head. All the way up to the head. And the next chat, so the next point we're going to learn is the door of life and the T11. We're going to use T11 only. But we'll learn the door of life. And we're going to, the next point is C7. And the next point is the base of the skull, right on here. And the next point is the crown. Okay? So now, we're going to learn the point by point. So the energy in the sexual energy is depending how you're going to use it. Oftentimes now people have so much misperceptions about sex. They think sex is evil. Sex can be evil if people using and multiply the negative energy. Sex can be good if people using good energy. So when you learn this concept, it's incredible. You're going to see how powerful can multiply. We say make love. Is that right? What the meaning of how the meaning say making love from? You're producing more love. You can love the whole world when you're making love. But at the same time, when you make love, you also can make kindness. You also can make gentleness. You also can produce loveliness energy. But if you have hatred inside, or if you have anger inside, if you multiply hatred, if you multiply anger, if you multiply incredible fear. They say men, when lose the sperm, they're producing fear. And so much fear coming out. When a person started to rape, when they want to rape somebody, the first thing, they have a wrong idea and bad emotion already. Alright? So when he rape, what happened? The negative energy multiply, and the first thing they get is fear. The first thing they get is fear. And the fear, once the fear multiply, is going to be multiply anger. And when the anger multiply, it's going to multiply hatred. And when the hatred multiply, it's going to multiply cruelty. So it will result in hurting the person or killing a person. And oftentimes when this energy multiply, the guy just out of the mind, become animals. And after they kill or hurt a person, he says, oh my God, I no tend to at all. I absolutely no tend to hurt it. They regret. But in that moment, the energy multiplies too much. They cannot to do it. In olden time, oftentimes the people don't understand, the masters of masters don't understand really how to handle the sexual energy. The only thing is that when you do microcosmic and sequence out inner smile, you get in touch with all the good energy. And when you sexual arouse, you multiply the energy. You're going to have so much good energy in a very short time. That's all. So understand the thing what you do in the most important part. So the navel is right in here. I hope you know it. And the navel is the place where you will draw the energy from outside. We're going to draw the energy from outside right into the navel. And we're going to start the energy and flow. The navel like a battery that store the energy. And the mid-eyebrow is like a place you can draw the energy into it. And you can draw it down. Okay. And the navel also work as the collection energy. But collection energy. So now we're going to work, the navel is a starting point and the ending point also. Start point and ending point. Very important. This is the ovary palace. There's two ovary on the side and the cervix on the middle. And the way to find the ovary, Mani will show you how to find the ovary. If you put the hand on the navel, the two thumbs on the navel for lady, and put the hand down this way, you find the ovary. And we call the ovary palace because the lady will draw the energy from here into the ovary. It's the cervix. And we're going to recycle the energy. The sperm palace is right on the prostate gland, and on the side of the prostate gland we have the seminal vesicle duct. Here the pelvic bone, behind the pelvic bone. This area of the prostate gland, seminal vesicle duct, and in here I call a sperm palace. The perineum, we have the whole part of a lady, the whole part. The perineum, so we have the anus, and between the anus and the sexual organ we call front part of the perineum. So this whole part from here is called the front part of the perineum, including the sexual organs. And the anus itself we call a middle part. The middle part. And the anus and the back part between the coccyx we call the back part, back. The back part of the perineum. Okay? We have to, this is very important. We're going to do a lot of exercise of this. Okay? If you look at another part in the side view this way, in the side view this way. Here is the coccyx. Is that right? And here is the anus. And here is the sexual organ. Here the male sexual organ. So whatever you have. So, okay. So between the sexual organ and the anus, we call our front part. Front part. The anus itself we call the middle part. The anus and the coccyx we call a back part. Okay? Front, middle, and back. Or here, front, middle, and back. Get it? Very important, because I tell you, you're going to do so much exercise on the perineum, and I make sure you're going to fall in love with your anus and your perineum. You're going to do so much, and until you have to fall in love with it. Because the whole thing is that we have to draw the energy from this part. There's so much energy in this area. We have to draw this energy from this part all the way up into the spine. And there's a whole goal that we're doing here. The sacrum point is right in this area. And this is called the sacrum pump. In the Taoism, regarding the sacrum is the most important part. Why? Because this is the big side and large side. The sacrum is tilted in this way. And the sacrum has a movement by itself. It's very small movement. Okay? And it's to help you pump the fluid in the brain. So when it comes down, it has to be feed the nutrition to the nervous. We have so much nervous system in the spine. And the nutrition, the white fluid that in the spine is the nutrition carry on and try to feed the nervous system. And the pump, when you're breathing and you move, the pump is moving and it pumps the fluid up and down. Otherwise, the fluid go down and don't go up, and we're going to get trouble. Now, the next one is the T11. The T11 means thoracic 11. It's a lot of nerve branches on the back there. So opposite of the solar plexus. How to find the solar plexus? You put your hand on the navel, put your hand on the tip of the sternum. Right on the tip of the sternum, the sharp tip of sternum, you break in the middle. That is solar plexus. Right opposite the solar plexus is the T11. Or you bend your back down. Some people may have one bone stick out longer, but two out more than the other people. There is the T11, or we call the thoracic 11. If you don't have it, don't worry. Okay? You can find another way by grabbing your last floating ribs. Your last floating rib. When you follow the last floating rib to the back, that is the T12, mean thoracic 12. From thoracic 12 come out 1 inch is T11, thoracic 11. T11 opposite the adrenal gland. So the T11 is the adrenal gland center. The adrenal gland is very interesting. That in the Taoism, in the way I studied the Taoism, I like the way the Taoism proportionally, slowly, and strengthening, not drain out the adrenal gland. The next one is C7. C7, when you bend your back, bend your head down, you feel one big bone stick out. One big bone stick out. Very big bone, right on the base of your shoulder. Now, from there, we come up to the base of the skull. Right on the top here. If right between here, if you bend your head back this way, you feel a hole there, right in here. Okay? The crown point apparently is involved with a pineal gland point. It's right on here. It's about 3 inches from the brain down. If you draw a line from your nose straight up and the ear up, and right in the middle here, you're going to see feel a point. Apparently it's this point. If you see the crack here, it's about this point. Okay? About this point. And that is called a crown point. If you drill a hole right from here down about 3 inches, you're going to meet a pineal gland point. The important part is the pineal gland that we're going to work on. In the Taoist love, we try to draw the energy up and try to fortify and revitalize and rebuild the gland. The sexual energy can't rebuild anything. That's how they discovered in the olden time. Because they said when the people have too much sex, the first thing they're going to drain out is the brain and the glands. This one had to draw all energy out because every part in the body have to contribute energy go out. Every part of the whole body have to contribute the best. Because the body think that, hey, he's going to build another guy like him. So he have to get every part that he have. All the smart, all the handsome, or all the beautiful thing that the guy have to go out that way. That's how this energy drain out so much in this way. Okay? The pituitary gland point is right behind the mid-eyebrow, inside here. Right in the between here. Okay? Right in between inside here. It sits right in here. It's connecting built to a ball. We call it crystal room. Here the pineal, here the pituitary. It's right in this area. And this point is a very powerful point. It's the point of receiving the energy in the human plane, in this way. This one receives the energy in the vertical plane, this way. We're going to learn it in the microcosm. In the microcosm, we will learn the energy connecting with the vertical plane and the horizontal plane, also from this point. In the Taoist love, we bring the sexual energy all the way up into the brain to rebuild the brain, to increasing a memory. That's one thing we know. When the people lose too much sexual energy, they lost their brain or they lost their memory. So you can increase your memory from 16K to 1 megabyte. That much. You know, there's like a plug. You can plug on the memory and increasing, keep on increasing. This is the way. When the people lose too much energy, when the people have sexual energy and they lose out the sexual energy, they drain the energy out this way. It's incredible that the people are now losing so much sexual energy, and they don't know it at all. And all the problem we have now is we lose energy. We have to draw this energy all the way up into the brain this way. And to rebuild the brain, to falsify, to increasing the brain, and the energy going to travel down to build the gland, build the heart, build everything. Okay, the palate part is very interesting. If you look at the palate here, palates, why on here have a hole? And this hole connecting with the brain. Okay, the fluid floating so much in this area. This hole, right in here have a hole, right behind the teeth. And we move back a little bit, you're going to find a soft palate point. Over here is a hard palate point. Okay, and you can actually stimulate the pineal gland. And this is the throat center, right in here. You draw the energy from here down. And here is the heart center, right on the top of the heart. Right here. The heart center is between these two nipples, right in here. This is the thymus gland. The heart center controls the thymus gland also, right in the between here. And now you come down to the solar plexus, right in the between in all the organ, right in here. The solar plexus. Okay? The navel is right on this point.